Okay, NXT. Worlds collide, I should say. NXT versus NXT UK, or how I like to call this show, mini takeover or mini Survivor Series in a way. There's a lot to say about this show going into this, especially with a lot of these matches. Some you would say not a lot of build to it. Some at the last minute. Some just there to be there to do this whole UK versus America type of thing. This show was a very good show. Of course, it's NXT. I would put this in a category of takeover in a way. I know it's not technically called takeover, but I would call this like a mini takeover because it's going to be another NXT takeover in the next 2-3 weeks if whatnot. And there's a lot to say about this show. Wasn't a very long show, about 2.5 hours. These NXT takeover shows usually go on about 2.5 hours. Start about 6 o'clock. Well, you can count the pre-show. About 5:30 over here, but the show ended about 8:30. So I don't mind that. It's like when I was at NXT War Games. Show started about 6, ended about 8:30 or 8:30 something. So this was not a very long show. Houston, Texas. I don't know if the crowd was sold out or not. I know some of the arena looked dark at some points. It was still a big crowd, but there were points where it looked dark and everything. And what do I have to say about this show? Because I guess on commentary also, in a way, it's a little weird not having Ronaldo on there. But since this wasn't a regular NXT takeover show, we had Tom Phillips. Good to hear him again. And Nigel McGuinness on commentary. Because the pre-show match we had started off with was the NXT UK Women's Champion, Kaylee Ray versus Mia Yim. Somebody brought this up to me about this show. I'm sorry about this match and everything. If you got one women's title on the line tonight, why didn't you just put both on? Now, I know the build isn't really been there. I know this match here was kind of announced at the last minute or two, and with no build, but that goes for a lot of these matches also, and whatnot. So why didn't you just put this belt on the line if you got the other NXT, Women's Championship on the line from the American one? Why didn't you just put both? This was a pretty good match for what it was. Not much I could say for this. It was about 9 minutes, I believe. It was okay. One thing I will say, not the first time you can see a lot of Canadian destroyers tonight. Let me say about that too. But the match was pretty good for what it was. Solid. It ended up pretty much after me and him did the Canadian destroyer though. Pretty much tried to roll Kaylee Ray to a pin, but Kaylee Ray rolled her back, holding her the tights and the ropes. So even though the referee could see it, but she held onto the jeans, I should say, of Mia Yim for the win. So I'm not surprised the champion won here. It's the NXT UK Women's Champion. I figured who was going to win. In a way, I felt like I predicted this entire show who was going to win and who was not going to win, really, because some of these matches just felt predictable, but they were still going to be good regardless, though. But this was a solid opening, though, so I figured Kaylee Ray was going to win. She is the champion, so no surprise there. But we got to the main show there, of course, a video package, and we kicked it off with Finn Balor versus Ilja Dragunov. I hope I'm saying his name right. Ilja Dragunov. I keep saying Ilja. I could be wrong, but Dragunov versus Balor though. A good match to kick off the show. I'm sure everybody knew who was going to win this match. I don't know if a lot of people knew who Dragunov was. Of course, they know who Finn is, of course. But Dragunov was still good out there. Very good match. Don't sleep on this guy. He is good. I do remember after seeing this match against Cesaro back at the other NXT takeover, UK takeover, Cardiff, I remember. And they had a very good match there too. But I gotta say, this guy bleeds a lot because Balor was hitting some hard chops on him at one point and whatnot. But Dragunov, of course, I did like his coast-to-coast thing he did. Deadlift and German suplexes look pretty good also, I will say that. But people did boo at Dragunov and mostly were cheering for Finn. But after, Dragunov did the coast to coast on him. I think he had a bloody nose, if they kept saying. But Balor pretty much came back with a shotgun drop kick to the ropes, hits the coup de grace, and then the Bloody Sunday, or the 1916 for the win. So Balor, I don't think anybody saw him losing, because honestly, you got to promote him more for the next takeover in the next 2-3 weeks, so he can't really be losing here at the same time. So Balor was going to win this match regardless. I had no doubt in my mind he was, not going to win. They then went to Cappy Kelly, talked to the Grizzled Young Veterans. Zach Gibson and James Drake. Also, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle were there too, as they pretty much talked about how whoever wins the Dusty Rhodes Classic at NXT will get a title shot at NXT TakeOver Portland and whatnot. Pretty much Gibson and them saying that we're gonna win and everything. What they got, of course Riddle's like, why so serious, bro? Pete Dunne was like, I'm gonna pass the blunt. He's gonna be blunt. You get it, blunt. That Riddle is going to smoke you. Riddle say, hey man, that's just Dunne's happy face, even though he's stone face. He's happy face and whatnot. So they're gonna smoke them this Wednesday. By the way, the match is Wednesday, the final. I'm surprised the finals of this match wasn't even on this show. That's technically a UK versus an American match, basically, a regular NXT versus UK NXT. So I'm surprised they just didn't do this match here tonight. But I can say, hey, wait till Wednesday. There's only a total of 6 matches on this show. Anyways, next though, Cruiserweight title on the line, Fatal 4-Way. Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin, or Finn Balor clone. Isaiah Swerve Scott, Shane Strickland, whatever you want to call him, and Garza Jr. Angel Garza for the Cruiserweight title. I wish they give Swerve some better music. I don't know what type of music they keep giving this guy. I know he can't come out to Shaka Khan, but give us some better music. This match was really good, especially in this Fatal 4-Way or whatnot. I don't know how I think the other 2 UK guys won matches on the show, so I don't know them that well. I know the Balor clone is and whatnot, and Travis Banks a little, but this Fatal 4-Way was really good in general. A lot of crazy spots in there. Of course, guys just got hit that tearaway pants thing until all 3 guys kicked them, take him out. It's big kicks on him. There was one move that looked insane. I think Garza, had one for a fallaway slam, and Banks jumped on like in a powerbomb, and Swerve jumped off the top rope and landed on all of them to fall to the ground. Just Devlin in the suicide dive. Banks in a suicide dive on Devlin to the outside. Then if we come back with a cannonball in the cars and Swerve there. Like I said, it was a lot of insane stuff. Where else am I gonna go here? Because the crowd was into this. Fans start chanting, "This is awesome!" Devlin hitting a double Spanish fly on a Swerve and Garza, which looked insane. Travis Banks came back in with a slice of heaven, did a Kiwi Crusher, still could not get the win on Devlin. Swerve came back, taking out Banks, doing that, that kick he does. I think that's his finish or whatnot. But Garza pretty much came back in and he hit the finisher on Swerve, the wing cutter. And then out of nowhere, pretty much Devlin came back and hit him with a headbutt on Garza, and then pretty much did his finish on Swerve for the win. I didn't expect Swerve to win because, my friend Brian told me this the other day. He said that anybody not named Swerve is going to get pinned, but now Swerve got pinned, so now I'm a little confused by this. Honestly, I'm surprised there was a title change in general for this match, okay? First off, I don't think Garza even had that belt long enough, nor has he really done anything with it. And someone else brought this to me. They didn't really do anything with Leo Rashida when he had the title. He had the title and whatnot, but hey, I don't know what's going on 205 Live, so I don't watch it in general, so I guess I can't judge that far, but from what he was doing on NXT and whatnot, he was just facing, opponents for the title every other week until they got to Garza. And Garza, I think, was this his first title defense, if I'm not mistaken either? I believe it was. His first title defense. I expected Garza to walk away with this belt, so I guess Devlin is bringing the belt back to the UK and whatnot, or he will be on the regular show, on the regular NXT this Wednesday. I don't know how this is going to work now, okay? Or unless he's in the Cruiserweight division. I have no clue. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen, but I was surprised there was even a title change in in general, though. So I'm sure people are going to say, wow, the Balor clone won. So it's interesting that he won, but I do want to see what happens next, though. But sometimes I feel like the Cruiserweight title is just like anyone that holds it just to be holding it, I feel like. Because I feel like Garza just had the belt just to have the belt, in a way. I just kind of thought he was going to retain and move on to a feud into this. But I guess maybe we're just going to send the belt to the UK for a while. And we'll see what happens. Or we'll see Jordan Devlin, I guess, on 205. If you watch that show. And we'll see what goes on from this. Okay, so other than that, of course, they wanted to show all the people in the crowd or whatnot. Of course, you saw the people like, I'm not going to go into everybody. Mercedes Martinez, Keith Lee, Mia Yim back out there, several people out there, but DIY versus Mustache Mountain, great tag match, very great tag match. I do like the blue that DIY had, it looked cool. This was a very great tag match. What do you expect from both these teams of whatnot? Even though this DIY reunion feels kind of weird of how they did it, well, like people said, a lot of these matches have no build. No build, okay? Literally no build. But this was not going to stop it from being a great match in general. I did like the pose off they tried to do out there with both teams, which was pretty funny and whatnot. But a lot of crazy stuff in this match. It looked like a bit of a pro DIY crowd, but they were still with Mustache Mountain. In a way, I wouldn't say both of these teams were equal or whatnot, but there was some crazy stuff like out there. Okay, Ciampa doing that DDT on Severn, Gargano with the slingshot, which looked insane. Of course, DIY's got to get both the submissions in, but Mustache Mountain comes out and does like the spins, their airplane spins and whatnot. That looked cool. Ciampa going in for Bate. Pretty much got the Project Ciampa, but Bate hit the Tyler Driver on him then. Pretty much for a near fall. One thing I did like was when Severn, he pretty much had, I think he was trying to hold Ciampa down, and Bate went for a corkscrew, but unfortunately landed on Severn then, on Trent out there. Pretty much he had stopped the pin himself because he hit his own partner and whatnot, and everything. But pretty much, what else did they get up after? DIY pretty much tried to go over the finish it in on Bate, but still did not work. Of course, everybody got back up, hitting several kicks on each other that looked insane. Mustache Mountain, they were trying to get back in control and whatnot. But pretty much as both teams got back up, they start brawling with each other then. Pretty much Bate was out the ring then. Severn had a suplex on Trent Severn had a suplex on Ciampa then. But Gargano came back with a kick. Pretty much they had Severn down then as Bate was out of the ring for the DIY kick. They hit him with the DIY kick after they hit Bate with like a kick after he tried to do a springboard on him, by the way. But after DIY hit their finisher in the middle, Ciampa got the pinfall to win the match. Pretty much both teams shook hands and they hugged and held their arms in the air. Very, very great match. What do you expect out of these tag teams? Both of these teams are just great in general. Like I said, it may have not been no build, but you knew this was going to be a great match when you saw it. So, DIY and Mustache Mountain, fantastic match. I would have called this the best match out of the night till later on, but it was like the best match of the night so far at one point. Dakota Kai was in the crowd. Of course, like I said, they did the camera. They went to Tegan Knox, attacking her from behind. Security had stopped them as they brawled because, they got to promote their match on Wednesday. A lot of promotion for these matches they had to do for the next takeover. It's like you got one takeover technically here, this mini takeover. And you got to promote takeover the next 2-3 weeks. So you got to keep promoting stuff tonight and matches for this Wednesday. Personally, I still call this whole Knox versus Kai feud wannabe Ciampa versus Gargano. I still think they rushed this in a way. I'm sorry. And I know there's a lot of hype over Tegan Knox, but I'm like other people. I'm still trying to see the hype in this girl. I'm trying to get more into this feud, but and like I said, other than having the War Games, it was still a great we have with the the whole attack thing, Dakota Kai turning heel. But I still feel like they're trying to make them like Ciampa and Gargano for some reason. Just a lot of the similarities I keep seeing. I just keep seeing it. But after that though, next the NXT Women's Championship on the line. The Women's Championship on the line. Let me make that very clear to you, because I'm not about to play it today. If you've seen my SmackDown review, I'm sure you've already seen me rant on the this whole, it's not the NXT Women's title anymore. It's the NXT title, which still makes zero sense. I'm not going to keep going back into it. I explained more of this last night in my SmackDown review, but I just want to make it clear that this is the NXT Women's Championship. So in case anyone's kind of confused out there to what I'm talking about, because I'm not about to play into this shit, alright? I'm really not. And like I said, it's even people I've asked this, they know it sounds dumb, and I'm sure they're going to do it for Raw and SmackDown, probably for tomorrow night's Rumble too. Like, what do we call Becky or Bayley, huh? What, we call the Raw champion, the SmackDown champion? Dude, it's the women's... I don't know who really came up with this move. I still think it's pandering. It's fucking pandering. I know it is, okay? I really believe that's all of this is just pandering to something, but it's dumb, or what are they going to do? Not even call it the women's division? I don't know, okay? So I'm not going to keep going into this, but I just still think that sounds kind of silly. Now everybody thinks that, so there are two NXT champions? I thought Adam Cole was the main one. He is the main one. That's the thing. He's the NXT champion. There's a reason why we have divisions. Like I said before yesterday. Heavyweight. Tag team division. Cruiserweight. Junior heavyweight. X division. Women's division, knockouts, same thing. I know there's all those cruiserweight ones sounded the same. Heavyweight division, women's division, food division, dog division, fuck lifetime division, cat division, Xbox division, PlayStation division. Okay, I'm playing with all those other ones, but you know what all the divisions I'm talking about though. But like I said, I just wanted to make that clear. The NXT Women's Championship. This match was hard to follow after the tag match. Of course, both of these women were over. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, because even I was like, how did Toni Storm get this title shot anyway? And I told my friend Steven saying that she did beat Toni Storm did beat Ripley for the NXT UK title, but that was over a year ago. And yeah, he is right, that was over a year ago, but hey, this is this show, so I guess we're going whatever's here. This was a good match. Honestly, I missed the finish to this whole match. I literally went to the bathroom for 1 second and I missed the finish, because I think when I left, Toni Storm did I think it was like a headbutt or something on Ripley, and by the time I came back, it was over. Because it ended up with Toni Storm doing I saw the replay. She did a frog splash and Ripley hit the ripcord for the win. Of course, Bianca Belair was out there. And honestly, Ripley was going to win this match regardless, okay? She's facing Bianca Belair like the next 2-3 weeks at the next NXT TakeOver. Who really thought Toni Storm was about to win this match? Like, come on now, let's be serious. So, like I said, a lot of this don't make sense. Like, why are we doing this match if you got a TakeOver in the next few weeks? So, who really thought Toni Storm was going to win here? I don't want to say the match ended anticlimactically in a way. It was still a good match, but I missed the whole finish. I really did. I went to the bathroom for like 2 seconds. Boom, already over. But Ripley was gonna win regardless. So it was a good match. It was okay. Not much to say from here, but there you go. They didn't show Johnny Gargano in the back. I guess he was doing a backstage interview until Finn Balor showed up and attacked him. He threw Gargano over a table as, Tyler Bate and others had to break him up. Pretty much telling Johnny you'll see him at TakeOver. The next one. But we got into the main event then. The Undisputed Era versus Imperium. I was surprised to see Undisputed Era come out first. It's a little odd because they all don't have the gold, and Roderick Strong lost it. Like some say, it makes no sense because you could have just waited to do Roddy versus Keith Lee at the next TakeOver instead of doing it on NXT last Wednesday. Because I've already said what I had to say about the whole North American title. I still do believe that Undisputed Era should kind of have all the gold right now. I don't mind Keith Lee winning, but I feel like everybody said they should have hit the hot hand, and they should have just had Keith Lee go for the title, or they could at least wait and keep building Keith Lee up until like WrestleMania weekend and do that, have him win the title at NXT Tampa TakeOver. I think is that where WrestleMania is this year? Tampa, in Tampa and whatnot. But they want to push Champ again for the title. But I would have waited with Keith Lee. Like I said, I really wasn't against him winning, but I was like, He should have been going for the main belt. It just looks a little odd now for an Undisputed Era not have all the gold. I think it would have been better if they probably lost the gold after this match in a way, during NXT, instead of just, now it looks kind of odd because one of them don't have the gold. So it looks kind of strange in a way. But Undisputed Era came out first. Imperium was next. Walter got a loud chant. Unfortunately, in this match, early in this match, we lost Alexander Wolf. Especially after Fish and Strong, they did a suplex and they did a kick and chop combo on Wolf, which apparently he may have been knocked out, I believe, or something, because he couldn't move. The referee had to stop the count. He just wasn't moving and he wasn't getting up. Okay, so they had to roll him out of the ring, and and even the referee had to tell Fish something it looked like. So I guess he was legitimately hurt, and doctors came ringside. So this was the final, well, not final, but this was the last time you saw him throughout this match. He was not going to be back. So unfortunate situation on him getting hurt though, Alexander Wolf. But going throughout this match, this was still a great match and whatnot. Just a lot of things going on in this, just insanity, I should say, and whatnot. Especially going against Walter. I feel like Walter would have faces out there, Imperium. Walter is the only person over from Imperium. Okay, the people that were mostly over in this match was either A, Undisputed Era, or B, Walter. I want to call Roderick Strong the workhorse of this match for a reason too, just how he was going in there. But the minute Walter came in, because the crowd got dead for a minute after the Wolf thing, but when Walter came in, he hit that double German suplex, and just in the ring in general, the crowd was going nuts for this stuff. Okay, Strong he damn near landed on his neck. So we got a 4-on-3 match basically. Pretty much Undisputed Era did their best to pretty much isolate Imperium. In a way, I would look at this as a heel versus heel match, but the fans were mostly on Imperium side. Strong hitting chops. Not strong, but Walter hitting a chop on you is instant death. Let me say that. It's instant death. Let me go. It's instant death, alright? But, even the other Imperium members, pretty much coming in, doing double team moves. Bartel and Fabian Aichner. Aichner's good. I like that guy. Fabian Aichner, that guy can fly, alright? That dude can do some insane stuff sometime. But pretty much right after Undisputed Era, they were in the ring with Walter. Pretty much they all started jumping him. They got him to the outside of the ring, then they were going to put him through the table, but Walter still kept breaking out of it. He was going to powerbomb Strong through it, but they chop blocked him and kicked him in the leg. Walter still fought them off, and they was on top of the announce table. He was going to powerbomb, it looked like O'Reilly through the table, but Roger Strong pretty much got him, hit him with a big angle slam through the table. Fans chanting, holy shit, and Undisputed then. Pretty much Bartel got Cole in the ring then at what point. Or Kyle O'Reilly and them got back in, pretty much stopping Bartel, but Aichner came back with a suplex. Cole hitting with another kick at one point, and then Aichner hitting a springboard on him, running, which he hit a springboard, but Cole hit him with a super kick also. He hit him with a gutbuster, hit the Ushi-Goroshi then, still for a 2 count. O'Reilly and them got in then, and Fish taking out Bartel, almost like a 4-on-2 situation here at this point. Walter finally got back up to the corner there. He was in. Start chopping the hell out of everybody in Undisputed Era all over the place. Fans chanting NXT after he chopped all of them. Just going insane in the ring. Like I said, between him and Roderick Strong, they were just going insane out there, okay? But pretty much both teams were in the middle. They still pretty much started beating the hell out of each other then. In the 4-on-3 thing, lots of punches, crowd going insane. Strong pretty much in a dive to the outside then. Pretty much as they're all out there. Fabian Aichner hitting a big dive to the outside also with a crossbody off the ropes. Pretty much Walter and Fish were still in there. Walter hit him with the big drop kick, hit him with a power bomb, and pretty much won this 8-man tag. Almost 30 minutes out there. Just a hell of a fantastic match. Match of the night, basically, in my opinion, or obviously the only match for Bill on this show, to be honest. But Imperium, of course, they stood in the ring without Alexander Wolf, but before the show went off the air, they played the Imperium thing, and, they all stood in their pose, leaving. Honestly, I got mostly all my predictions right throughout the night. I knew Imperium was going to win this match, and I say why they were going to win this match, because A, Undisputed Era is already too powerful as it is, so I figured Imperium was going to win. Walter was very over in this match. He was the only one over out of this group in his own group, because I don't think a lot of people care about the other Imperium members. Just Walter. Sucks what happened to Alexander Wolf, though we didn't see him throughout the entire match, but the 4-on-3 situation still worked, and Imperium ended up winning this match itself. So, Worlds Collide was a very good show. I will say that. I'm not going to say it was I would say the best takeover-like show, but this was still good. I know a lot of matches somewhat didn't make sense because they had no build, but they still put on a good effort out there. Mostly I like the 8-man tag, and I like the DIY versus Mustache Mountain. Every other match was good, but the only thing I really didn't expect, I did not expect to see the title change. I didn't expect to see a title change going to the UK, to be honest, but we did get a new Cruiserweight champion and whatnot. But overall, a good show. I still call it a mini takeover or a mini Survivor Series just because it's NXT versus NXT UK. I call it a little bit of a mini Survivor Series because I know people are going to say, weren't all these guys just teaming up like a couple months ago against Survivor Series? Now they got to do this just because brand supremacy again, or America versus UK or whatnot, however you want to do that. But overall, it was a good show, past time. Pretty short, as usual NXT, but still a very good show in general itself. But we will be back tomorrow night. We will be back for the Royal Rumble. It's going to be a hell of a long show, I'll tell you that, tomorrow night. There will be a review for it. It will be a double review, technically. Me and my friend Kyle are going to be doing a review. We will be back in the audio form tomorrow for for the Royal Rumble show itself. So it's going to be a long one, and it's we'll see what happens tomorrow night, I guess. But overall, good night tonight for Worlds Collide. I'm done here. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Follow me on Twitter at Hood9890. Comment, subscribe. Check out any reviews, past reviews, other things that are up right now throughout the week. But yeah, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Hood9890. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Royal Rumble. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. I gotta go play a game.